Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is week 2 of the Pantry Challenge and this is getting serious. I think we had a very good week 1 and we had food every day, breakfast, lunch, dinner. My husband is a little concerned because he eats a lot of snacks and we have almost nothing. But the first week, when we started, I had 2 cake boxes, the cake mix. And so I'm gonna make cakes. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I couldn't. So I'm gonna make cakes, and a couple of comments on my first week gave me some ideas to do with peanut butter and cereal that I have, and chocolate chips that I have, and some mixed nuts that I have. So I'm gonna make some cereal bars or snack bars. So the first week was pretty smooth, but this week we had meals. We didn't have a lot of snacks like I mentioned before, but you're gonna see that I made some breakfast. Breakfast for the most part are the same thing. I make one thing or two, and we're having the same breakfast every day. And we are trying not to eat at dinner time, so we maybe eat a little bit of leftovers or another breakfast sandwich. So for the most part, you're gonna see one meal per day. And going into the third week, we're gonna try to make our own snacks. The first week, I sent my husband to the grocery store because I was not gonna control myself with the $20 that we had, and he only spent $13. So we have $7 left over that I'm using this week. This week I'm running low on creamer and eggs and rice and maybe a little bit of oil, but that's it. So I think with the $27 should be sufficient. My Dollar Tree on, I think it's Mondays and Thursdays, or just Thursdays maybe, they have eggs. They're medium size, but it's okay. And I'm gonna try to go today to see if they arrive. And they don't last long. It's just in the morning that they have a little bit. And they also have sausage links and the Jimmy Dean brand. So I'm gonna go take a look to see if I can get some more for my money. And we're ready for week 3. Excited. I hope you're having a blessed day. Thank you for your support, for your comments. You guys are wonderful. Give me such encouragement to continue. And this is teaching me a lot. And I'm so grateful. Thank you, Jessica from Three Rivers Homestead, for challenge every one of us to do this. And see you next week. Goodbye. This is one of the breakfasts that I made during the week. And for the most part, like I mentioned, we usually have the same breakfast every day. So I made these sandwiches. I made scrambled eggs with ham and cheese, and I had some leftover hamburger buns, and I made breakfast sandwiches. So some days we were having this with coffee, or we also had made toast with the same bread, and I had some apple jelly that I made with apple scraps, and so we had that too, and cream cheese. So that's mostly during the week, that was our breakfast sandwiches and the toast with apple jelly or cream cheese. This is the first meal that I made. This is a baked chicken that I made in the oven, and instead of putting whole potatoes, I made little potatoes. I chopped them in little pieces, and we ate it with rice. I put it in containers because for some reason, if I put a whole container with all the baked chicken, my kids are not gonna serve themselves from there. But if I portion it in Tupperwares, they will grab one, heat it up, and eat it. I don't know why. Anyway, so this is what we had. I think it was Monday. So baked chicken, it was really good. I marinated this chicken with, it's kind of like a fermented beverage made out of corn from Peru. So that's what we had. And this is, my mother-in-law made some beans before she went back home, and we had it in the freezer. So this is gallo pinto, which is rice and beans, and this is deconstructed cabbage rolls with ground beef, and I had some cilantro, and it was pretty good. Initially, it was beef patties, but ground beef patties, but I made a mistake and I added too much salt, and I had to chop it in little pieces and add the cabbage and some broth to lower the sodium, the salt. It was pretty salty, so this was pretty good. Now we ate this with pickle hot sauce that my mother-in-law also made, with onions and pickles, onions and vinegar and some hot peppers that I grew in my balcony. I had it in the freezer, so she made us some hot sauce. So we had 3 of those jars. Now we're on the last one. One of the lunches also was tuna salad. I made some tuna salad with white onions and olives and some cilantro. And my husband loves this. I didn't show you this, but we ate it with naan bread. We had a bag of naan bread in the freezer. So on the days that we had tuna, we ate it with naan bread. My husband loves this. And this is something interesting. I had some leftover chicken. I had some leftover rice and beans. And I mixed everything. I shredded the chicken and mixed everything and kind of created a little crust on the bottom. And then I had this cheese. And sorry for the video, I forgot to turn my phone. I had this cheese in the fridge that it's similar to what Argentinians call provoleta. And it had bacon. You're supposed to bake this cheese. And I had it for a while there. So I put it all in the oven. And it was like it had a crust outside. And then the pieces of cheese inside. It was pretty good. So here you're going to see it doesn't really melt. It's not like a string cheese. But it was so good. My kids loved it. My husband too. So this is how we ate the leftovers of rice and beans and the leftover chicken. Now, this is one of the dinners that I made. My mother-in-law also left us some tortillas. And I had two steaks. They were already seasoned in the freezer. And these are Nicaraguan tortillas made with corn flour. So they freeze pretty well. So we're going to use 2 of those. And I had some refried beans. So I'm going to... Oh, it's backwards. Upside down. So we're going to refry those beans and fry the steak, and we love this meal. I have some peppers in the freezer. These peppers are from the Dollar Tree. If you ever go to the Dollar Tree, go to the freezer section. So the refried beans, you have to, I put a little oil, it's not a lot, and I just have to cook them until they kind of slide off the pan. So those taste really good. And here's the steak that I'm frying along with the peppers and the onions. So to make this, my husband calls it repocheta. I have the toasted tortilla and the steak. So we are going to spread a little bit of the beans and put the steak on top. This is so good. And we're gonna add the onions and the peppers on top. And we added also a little cream. Of course, some of the chili, the pickled chili. And it has a very nice, it adds like tanginess to the dish. It's really good. So you have the toasted tortilla, the refried beans, the steak on top, and the crema, which is like sour cream. This one's really good. So now I'm making mine. And I decided to put the crema on the bottom instead of on top. So again, just showing you again the process. These beans are also from the Dollar Tree. And I had some leftovers that I'm gonna use on week number 3. So I think this is a better way so it doesn't create such a mess when you eat it. And then the steak. This meal was delicious. My husband loved it too. We had 2 steaks, and sometimes it's difficult for me if I don't know if the kids are having dinner with us or not to calculate how much. That's why I had leftover chicken, because I thought the kids were gonna eat it. But anyway, and here's my repocheta. And that is it for week 2. Thank you very much for your words and your comments. We'll see you here next week for Pantry Challenge week 3. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. God bless you.